I am into traditional learning. Let's get started. Things are a bit vast. Let's understand slowly, step by step, what is engineering. Once again, things are a bit vast. Need your support. Lovely, meaningful, step by step activities. But it's not a history class, it's a chemistry class. Lot of bonding components in between. Need your support from today, from tomorrow. Let's understand what is engineering. Step by step, carefully we'll start. Today, for next 15-20 minutes, let's have a small introduction about what is engineering, what we do at our job desk as a data engineer, and the prerequisites, Microsoft SQL concepts. Basic should be fine. I'm not looking for any programming or a pro in procedures, not required. But Microsoft SQL concepts, please revise during your free time by end of this week. Let's get started slowly. This is Sai Fadendra from SQL School. I assure you complete practice-oriented classes from scratch. I'll care your subject. You please care your practice, on-time practice required, please. My kind request. And interested participants, I'm sure you get more things. Let's showcase our love and interest in our classes from today itself. Let's get started slowly, step by step. We are into the 2 months data engineering program. From today, 2 months course. 7 weeks live classes, Monday to Friday, India time. Plus, additionally, 1 week you need to engage yourself on the project part. Participants who are already having plans to go for interviews can have the project requirement and the solution in advance. You will do it in the course anyway, but yes, sometimes few shortcuts are also required. Interview questions, project requirement, project solution can be taken in advance on email. Course continues step by step anyway. So let's understand what is data engineering, why and how we need to play with it. So the agenda for today's class will start slowly with what is database, what is warehouse for about 1 to 2 minutes, what is ETL for about 2 to 3 minutes. Combining everything together 1 to 3 is equal to 4, data engineering. Live databases plus warehouse plus ETL is equal to data engineering. We are going to learn the components included in this training program as per Microsoft Data Engineering Certification Pattern DP203, the prerequisites and the takeaways. We shall go for questions, clarifications after all these 7 points. Let's start slowly. What is database? Yes, a platform to store any type of data, any amount of data. The prerequisite for this course, database concepts, Microsoft SQL database concepts. And whatever database we usually deal with from MS SQL perspective is OLTP, live real-time data. Whereas in our classes, we need to slowly step into data warehouse, DWH, our new friend from tomorrow. I repeat again, data warehouse is to store historical data. Database to store live real-time data. And here it is. OLTP, online transaction processing database to store live real-time data like a live cricket match, live stock market operations, live temperature, live online banking, anything live. Whereas data warehouse is all about storing historical data, inactive data, like old temperature data, old stock market data, or my bank statements for last 1 decade or last 20 years or whatever. That is called warehouse, old data. Now the question, why? Why we need warehouse? I applied for a home loan recently and they analyzed my past transactions to compute or to forecast my loan repaying capacity. Yes, old data has to be analyzed to get into accurate forecasts. What is that? On my screen. Any business intelligence model involves OLTP, live online transaction data, blob, binary large object data. Please by heart these new terms. We need them from tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to start with blob. Not tomorrow, say day after tomorrow. Tomorrow we need to do all the configurations and installations. By day after tomorrow, we need to slowly step into blob, into ETL, later OLTP with ETL. ETL, extract, transform, load. It is a wallet parking service. It collects OLTP data and non-database data and post it, store it, filter and store the content onto a warehouse, my godown. From here comes reporting, analysis, forecasting, etc. From here comes our data engineering, ETL plus data warehouse. The middle base layer is our course. The creamy layer right side would be a reporting, Power BI or other analytic platforms. The middle base layer is our actual course, backend, data warehouse. This is our ultimate goal, data warehouse concepts, data loading, optimizations, security, monitoring, etc. In this process, we need to sail with ETL technologies. There are two major ETL technologies: open source Databricks, Microsoft Data Factory. One open source, one Microsoft, remember. Next, warehouse also, Spark, open source, Synapse, Microsoft. That is our actual course. So one open source ETL, Microsoft ETL, open source warehouse, Microsoft warehouse. And all these four elements are good friends, best friends. Really, open source ETL, Microsoft warehouse, Microsoft ETL, open source warehouse, they actually gel together. So in our data engineering from tomorrow, we need to slowly step into ETL, extract, transform, load, ETL components, data warehouse components, big data and analytics, We need to step into data factory, data bricks, Synapse and data lake, these items. Then we need to also learn and understand experiment, Spark, Python. I assume we are all very new to all these terms, including Spark and Python. These are the bread and butter for us, truly speaking. These are the backbone and the blood for us. The backbone is Spark, backend, and the traveling agent is the Python. It comes with us everywhere throughout the course. We are not into any programming anyway. We are into ETL components. I repeat, you may ask me, do we need to learn Python? Yes, we are going to learn Python here in our classes, and that should be fine. That should be fine. Whatever Python we do here should be absolutely fine, enough. No additional learning is required because of a good amount of examples on Python here itself in this course. But not at programming level, at data engineering level. Whatever is required for data engineering, we will take it anyway. Next. From here, our next step. Where we are now, we are slowly understanding. Number one, what is data engineering? Open source ETL, Microsoft ETL. Open source warehouse, Microsoft warehouse. From there we have various data engineering components. ETL, warehouse, big data and analytics. We need to learn, understand data factory, data bricks, Synapse and data lake. Spark, Python, Spark SQL, PySpark and Scala. What's the purpose of each? Let's understand slowly. Remember, as a data engineer, we need to work with 3 levels of implementation. As a data engineer, we need to work with 3 levels of data engineering, say 3 levels of implementations. ETL level, I said Microsoft ETL, open source ETL. Warehouse level, Microsoft warehouse, open source warehouse. Syntax is entirely different, purpose is common, purpose is same. In between we have staging components, storage account, data lake and lake house. Different storage components are involved here. Okay, next. With this, our next requirement. Here, we need to involve in end-to-end integration of all these components, something called IoT, Internet of Things, CI/CD pipelines, and Power BI integrations. Now, here it is. Kindly revise MS SQL concepts by end of this week. We are going to start our classes from tomorrow with Azure Fundamentals. Tomorrow we are going to do certain installations. From day after tomorrow, we'll slowly step into something called blob data first. From blob data, we'll do data factory, data lake, data bricks, PySpark, Synapse, IoT, Azure Purview, and big data. These are the actual components we need to learn. So this entire course is divided into 3 different modules. Here it is. We'll go for questions after some time. Entire course into 3 modules. We are going to have storage modules first. You will be receiving the print copy notes. You will be receiving the print copy notes of each module at once. Small, straightforward documents. You'll take print copies of the notes, get them ready before the class, please, for best results. I respect your time. We are going to have storage modules first. In storage modules, we'll take storage resources. Here is the checklist activities. This is a checklist for 2 weeks. No problem, we'll make it easier. This is the checklist, learning checklist for first 2 weeks, this week and next week. We'll start from Azure Fundamentals tomorrow, get some installations tomorrow, then something called browser, container, explorer operations, some new entries, new tabs. Then we need to step into security for 2 days. Then we are ready for migrations, something called IOT Hubs, monitoring, replications, notifications, event hubs, tables, and encryptions. From here, with all these notes, you have assignments, scenario-based assignments, scenario-based as well as theoretical, both. After first 2 weeks of storage, then we are going to have data factory concepts. Bit lengthy module. We'll be taking something called Synapse concepts, warehousing concepts, ETL concepts, with 2 different studios, Data Factory Studio, Synapse Studio. By the time we step into this second module, Data Factory Synapse module, please revise MS SQL concepts. Please revise them carefully. Next. Then we have the next one. Again, here also we have assignments, daily assignments, and scenario-based FAQs and all. Then we have something called Spark, third module. In Spark again, we have something called Python notebooks. It's alternative Scala notebooks. And before and after these notebooks, we have additional things to learn, like Databricks file system, Spark database, Hive Metastore, Hadoop concept for big data, something called security, Power BI integrations, jobs, tasks, workflows, data lake, lakehouse concepts. For every module, you have print copies. You'll take print, get ready for the class. Things are straightforward. Out of the entire notes, only one particular document is of bigger size for your weekend reading. Remaining all straightforward to the point. After all 3 modules planned for 7 weeks, then we have project work. You'll be involved in a project with detailed step-by-step requirement, solutions, and FAQs. If your interviewer asks you like what you did in the project, what are the challenges you faced in the project, which ETL technique you used, why not other one, which warehousing technique we used, and why not other one, the pros, cons, etc. We need to do it carefully. Above all, we have a detailed step by step certification orientation, DP203. Let me just open the file and show you here to make it clearer for us. Yes, on my screen, a 400 pages document that contains all recent, very recent interview questions and certification questions. Is basically like a dump, about 398 pages, part of our course. You'll be receiving the certification content. Participants planning for certification, you may get this material beforehand or during mid of the course as per your choice. But aim at certification also, that really works. It will add more value to our resume. Next, I repeat again, complete course 3 modules plus project plus certification, everything on a single screen. So those 3 modules: storage and data lake, data factory, Synapse, Databricks, PySpark. In this particular module, we have something called AI, artificial intelligence components in AI module now, PySpark. In olden days, we used to manually write Python script. Now, thanks to AI, it's auto-generated. You start typing some keywords, it will automatically generate the script for us. Those things are made very easier. For data engineering, AI is helping us a lot, trust me. There are few AI components in Synapse as well, but still in beta. We'll touch base with them anyway. Good to have them beforehand. The age of the keyword in our resume also matters a lot, right? Age of the keyword in our resume also matters. We have the project work anyway, along with DP203 guidance, as I mentioned a few moments back. So how we plan our resume? The best way: back-end data engineering, front-end Power BI. You may learn Power BI from us, or on your own, or from any other trusted sources, your wish, but make sure your resume includes Power BI front-end as well. Data engineering back-end, Power BI front-end together sells better. There are 2 separate certifications, DP203, PL300. So data engineering is more into data warehouse with ETL activities. Power BI is more into, some people call it reporting, but for me, it's much beyond reporting, data modeling activities. We can model the data, we can have relationships between the data. We can do it. Okay, with this information, we'll go for questions now. We'll go for questions and clarifications in next 1 minute. So remember once again, Microsoft ETL, open source ETL. These two combined together with Microsoft Warehouse, open source warehouse, Spark database, Spark SQL, the storage, Azure data lake storage, stream analytics are the helping hands. With this, complete synopsis on a single screen, cloud, a platform to virtually store any type of data or applications, secured, faster, easier. And other one, Azure, a cloud solution from Microsoft, cheaper, easy to use, and supports any type of data. It supports any type of data. And next, from here comes something called data engineering. So what's the purpose of data engineering? We are responsible for design of warehouse using ETL technologies and big data components. Every big data component depends on Spark, a new technology for us from tomorrow. So we are going to involve in Azure Fundamentals, data warehouse concepts, ETL concepts or ETL components, other components, logic apps, CI/CD pipelines, and Internet of Things. And from there, we have project work with complete solution and guidance for certification. Make sure we have Windows 8 or higher operating system. Make sure we have Windows 8 or higher OS with us. Reason, we are going to have certain installations. For example, very first item, we are going to have certain installation activity here like this. Something called Explorer tool like this. In your computer, I need to make you install one Explorer tool for our practice. Later classes, in your computer, we need to have something called IR tool, migration tools, etc. So keeping in mind this lab plan, better to have Windows 8 or higher OS. Next, please revise constraints, joins, group by, and merge in Microsoft SQL. If we are from Oracle or MySQL or some other SQL background, it's fine. Revise Microsoft SQL during your free time. You need to have a credit card or a debit card to configure free account. Plan for at least 1 hour practice a day and duration 2 months. Plan for it accordingly. Over to you now. Let's go for questions, clarifications. But one thing, please have at least 1 hour a day for practice. Please, hope you'll do it for me. 1 hour class, 1 hour practice per day. Please. Yep, or minimum 45 minutes if we can practice per day, we can make it work. Yes, everyone, please. Hope you'll do it for me. Please, I'll wait. Yes, please.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
Yes.
Definitely. And
Fine.
yeah, I have a question. Can I go with my
Please
question?
proceed, brother. Questions, friends, over to you one by one, please. I'll wait.